Dear colleagues, let's proceed then. I now invite ICMOS to present the nomination Rosia Montană, Mining Landscape, Romania. ICMOS, you have the floor.
This presentation is for the ICMOS evaluation of the Rosia Montană mining landscape, Romania. Next slide. Located in the Abuseni Mountains, the Rosia Montană mining landscape contains the most significant, extensive, and technically diverse underground Roman gold mining complex currently known in the world, with over 7 kilometers of ancient underground mine workings so far discovered that represent pioneering aspects of the technical history of mining. Dating from the Roman occupation of Dacia in the 2nd and 3rd centuries before present, the mines also reflect innovative techniques developed by skilled migrant Illyrian Dalmatian miners. While in the surrounding landscape there are prolific Roman remains, including some 10,000 artifacts that provide an extraordinarily vivid picture of technical and cultural practices in this ancient frontier mining community. The comparative analysis justifies consideration of this property for the World Heritage List, and the nominated property demonstrates criteria 2, 3, and 4 as a fossilized mining landscape. Next slide. The nominated area is a single landscape that encloses all the key known Roman remains, both underground and on the surface. The current agropastoral use of the landscape appropriately protects these archaeological remains. The small buffer zone offers further protection for the periphery of the site. The requirements for authenticity and integrity have both been met, but both are highly vulnerable to any new mining activities. Mining by the state mining company destroyed a series of Roman-era open works. More recently, in 2004, over 250 mostly domestic properties were demolished in preparation for the resumption of open-cast mining by a joint venture between a commercial company and the state mining company. This proposed development involved 4 large open-cast mines, which, if implemented, would have destroyed most of the Roman remains on the property. The government effectively stopped the mining in 2014, following a sustained local campaign, with the result that the commercial company took the matter to the World Bank arbitrators, claiming $4.4 billion in compensation from the Romanian government. This arbitration process is still ongoing. The current situation is that the commercial company has a license until 2024, but currently has no valid permit to undertake the mining, although the possibility of a permit being achieved has not been ruled out. A further potential threat is new small-scale mining. Next slide. The legal protection in place is adequate, but the current lack of comprehensive zoning and planning regulations is a cause for concern, as these are needed to control all development, including mining permits. As the present state of conservation of the underground mining works is variable, and as some surface archaeological sites and features are also in poor condition, there is a need for a conservation plan to be developed that sets out a framework and action plan for conservation interventions right across the property. Next slide. Here is a summary of the ICMOS evaluation of the proposed outstanding universal value of the nominated property. As it stands, integrity and authenticity are adequate, but are highly vulnerable to any resumption of active mining, and there is no certainty that mining will not be resumed. Adding to the uncertainty over large-scale open-cast mining, there are now 2 other areas of concern. First, the possibility of small-scale mining, highlighted in the management plan, and secondly, the current lack of adequate planning regulations to constrain future mining activities. ICMOS considers that these ongoing uncertainties can be considered as ascertained threats to the property in accordance with paragraph 179 of the operational guidelines, and that the property is faced with specific and proven imminent danger, which could lead to significant loss of historical authenticity and of cultural significance if these potential threats were to become realities. Next slide. To conclude, ICOMOS recommends that Rosia Montană mining landscape, Romania, be inscribed in the World Heritage List as a cultural landscape on the basis of criteria 2, 3, and 4, and at the same time that the property be inscribed on the list of World Heritage in Danger. ICOMOS further recommends that a reactive monitoring mission be invited to the property to establish a desired state of conservation and a program of corrective measures to remove the property from the list of World Heritage in Danger. It also recommends that the state party give urgent consideration to halting approval of mining permits at the property and developing as soon as possible planning controls that further prevent mining at the property, and to submit these in draft to the World Heritage Centre for review by ICOMOS. ICOMOS has also included a number of additional recommendations in the draft decision to aid the long-term conservation of the property. Finally, ICOMOS considers that inscription of this property in the World Heritage List in Danger should be seen as an opportunity to gain the attention and support of the international community for its protection and conservation. Next slide. Thank you.
Thank you, ICOMOS, for your presentation. I'd like to know whether there are any comments concerning this nomination. I see none. Now, I now invite you to adopt draft decision 44-8B.26. But before doing so, I'd like to ask the rapporteur if she has received any amendments to the draft decision proposed. Rapporteur.
We haven't received any amendments on this decision, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any comments? I see none. I therefore declare draft decision 44-8B.26 adopted. Let me congratulate Romania on behalf of the entire committee for the inscription of this property on the World Heritage List. Romania, you have the floor for a brief 2-minute statement. Thank you. Romania.
They're all there on the right-hand side on top. You see them?
Romania, you have the floor.
Unmute the microphone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Distinguished members of the committee, distinguished representatives of the state parties to the convention and observers. I'm pleased to represent Romania at its 44th session of the World Heritage Committee, exactly on the day of the 65th anniversary of Romania's membership in UNESCO. I'd like to express our gratitude to the committee, to ICOMOS and their evaluation team, and to the international community at large, which has strived for the preservation of this site for 2 decades. Also, to the numerous experts who worked tirelessly on the nomination file and in the field, those from Canada and those from abroad, we thank you. Today's inscription of Rosia Montană mining landscape on the World Heritage List represents an opportunity for Romania and a challenge as well. The property, placed at the heart of the Romanian culture, represents a shared European legacy and life of the world. We welcome a reactive monitoring mission to the property, together with the necessary international cooperation and support for the benefit of the protection and the conservation of the site. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Dr. Rossler, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and congratulations.
congratulations that everybody understands the decision. It's an inscription on the World Heritage List and on the list of World Heritage in danger. And in this regard, we had some issues in fully following your statement due to some technical interference. So we would very much appreciate receiving your statement at the Secretariat. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Through Senate.
Okay, thank you. Let's proceed then.